Hey everyone, welcome to a game of migration between the Viper in the yellow and Tim up here in the blue. Viper and Tim, of course, they are classic rivals, so we should be in for a pretty good game here. Migration, a bit different than normal. You don't actually start with standard resources. You have your starting sheep can be really far away from your town center. Here we see Viper, you have a group of 4 sheep and a group of 2 sheep, so you only have 6 sheep compared to the normal 8. And the Viper, having a really hard time finding his sheep because they're so far away, finally gets them. And same thing for Tim, his sheep are also really far away. So you can struggle to get off to a good start in this map sometimes. You see Tim going to take berries and he's scouted, unfortunately for him, the exact wrong side of the island. He does have 4 deer that are really close to the town center though, that should be good. We see the Viper, unfortunately, he only has 3 deer and he's already pushing them in towards the town center. So you have only 6 sheep compared to 8, and you don't even have any boar. So it's going to be really important for you to push in those deer towards your town center. And that deer coming really nice towards the town center, but it's going to walk back. Viper's not going to take it. And Tim already needing to do an early loom just because he had idle time on the town center, and you might as well do it because you got to do it anyway. And since you really don't have that much food on your island, very likely to see players go for a dock and really get those fishing ships going because there's a lot of fish and you'll probably see them dock probably both sides of the island so they get access to the most deep fish. And same thing for Tim, has some really nice fish over here and also on the top side of his island. And we see both players are the Vikings, of course the best water civilization in the Conquerors. So Japanese also would be a good choice because of their fishing their fishing ship bonus. And we'll just watch as the players build up a bit in the Dark Age. See the Viper putting a lumber camp on his wood, putting in that nice little nook so he'll get that tree and those 2 trees with the villagers. And he'll be sending some more over there, looking to build a dock pretty quickly. And similar with Tim, putting the villagers on the lumber camp as he's using his scout to continue pushing in those deer. Right now taking his 4th deer. And there will be a bit of decay on those deer, but not the biggest thing to worry about. It's more important that he just gets that villager production going, because he still has not found his sheep. He knows that they got to be over here because it's the only part of his island that he hasn't scouted yet, but it's still pretty unfortunate to be finding his sheep that late. And Viper now pushing in his 2nd deer as he had been gathering from his sheep. The order isn't really that important because you'll end up gathering from all of them anyway. But you still want to do everything you can to prevent unnecessary decay on the food underneath your town center. And we see the Viper now setting a villager over here, looking to build a dock over here. That'll be a nice spot. He has 3 deep sea fish right next to it, another fish out there, and another 2 pretty close right there. And we'll see where Tim is going to decide to place his dock. Scouting. Now he has scouted his entire island, and it looks like I see a blue dot on the map. Yep, villager coming up here. His fish will be perhaps a bit further away from the dock, but still not that bad. Has quite a few deep sea fish out there. Of course, you do want to gather from the deep sea fish because the fishing ships do gather from them more quickly than they do from the shore fish. So you want to make sure you're gathering from the deep sea fish. And that villager is going to be idle for a bit. Now I'm building that dock. Tim will also need to build another house soon. Same with Viper, both building the dock and they're on 16 population. Viper still hasn't done loom yet, so same population without loom. Seems like he must have had a bit of idle time that he didn't solve by taking loom like Tim did. Yeah. And so 6 on wood as he's building that dock, sending more villagers over to chop these stragglers now. Neither player going for the mill just yet. You could see a mill if you want to go for, say, a really fast feudal, but you really want to get out to these fishing ships and use your wood for your fishing ships. As Viper is finishing that deer, putting the rest of his villagers on wood so he can get those fishing ships out. And we'll probably see him go for another dock, maybe on the other side of his island, just to try to ramp up that fishing ship production and go for a really nice fish boom, and also allow him to pump out those galleys once he gets to the feudal age. As Tim also adding in some fishing ships, also moving villagers over to wood as he's now gathering those sheep. This wood line, not very thick, but of course on migration you don't really get any great wood line, so he's already moving out to build a lumber camp on his 2nd wood line. As Viper still on 1 lumber camp, and it looks like he's sending out another villager to build a dock. We'll see if he builds a house first. Needs to. Oh, looks like he built a house somewhere else, maybe over here. So that villager will be building a dock straight away, and fish not that close to the dock. Probably would have been better to put it down here where there'd be a lot more fish. So unfortunately, only one deep sea fish in the immediate vicinity of that dock. You'll have to come down here or up here a bit to get access to those fish. Tim, of course, has a really nice dock in this corner with lots of fish out here in the corner. That'll be really good. And not yet on his second dock, and building a second dock right next to the first. So there are a few more fish next to this dock as well, but opting to keep his docks on the same side of the island, not go for this side where he also has some really great fish. Tim, perhaps a bit more fortunate that he's towards the corner of them, that he's access both to the corners of the map, whereas this land is kind of jutting out into the bottom corner of the map, blocking off some of the area of water where there could potentially be more fish for the Viper. Right now, Viper has also his second lumber camp as the house is going up. And more villagers are chopping wood over here, and has out a few fishing ships. And we see Viper one more fishing ship than Tim right now, 5 compared to 4. On the same population, but Tim is ahead by a villager, even though he did loom and Viper did not. So it looks like Tim did get off to a bit of a better start, still slightly ahead in that villager count now that they evened up in fish. Viper building a house so he doesn't get housed. You have to remember to build houses more often because now you're pumping out fishing ships from 2 docks while you're also making villagers from that town center. And as those villagers are idle under the town center and gonna send another one to build a house. As finally going over to take the berries, Tim also has started taking the berries and put the villager over here by the shorefish. Of course, villagers gather from shorefish very, very quickly, so he'll put a few villagers over there. And it's a good mill position because it'll allow him to take the shorefish as well as the berries. And Viper, meanwhile, also putting the mill on this side of the berries, so he can send a villager or 2 over towards this shorefish to have them gather from it. And let's check how much of the water have they scouted. Viper has scouted a bit near his island, hasn't gone out to scout, and same thing with Tim, only moving up to the top of his island, just now building a dock at the bottom, and he'll get some fishing ships out to these really nice deep sea fish. There's 3 fish really close to that dock, 4 fish really close to that dock even. So that'll be really efficient for Tim. And another house coming out. House is, of course, kind of building near the coastline, so that'll give you some line of sight in scouting, especially once you do town watch. And it's also efficient if you send the villager to build the house while they're already walking all the way out there to build the dock. And lots of fishing ships out for both players, still pretty even. And Viper almost getting housed again. Really important to keep building houses as he has another one coming up down here. And that'll be finished pretty soon. And Tim, slightly ahead on population and has more house space, but the Viper is now clicking up to feudal. He'll be the first one up as he's continuing to build houses, and he's moved some villagers over to gold, so he'll be looking to make some galleys. Tim just now sending even more villagers to gold, and looking to produce, I guess, straight from 3 docks, get straight into galley production. And Viper adding in a 3rd lumber camp right now. As let's see if he continues. Yep, continuing to produce fishing ships as he goes up. And same with Tim. And then once you see them hit the feudal age, Tim just a bit slower. Looks like he made an extra villager. So Tim a few seconds behind, but going up with an extra villager, well, with 2 extra villagers, and with loom, and with the same number of fishing ships. So it looks like Tim has been a bit more efficient here within his Dark Age than was the Viper. And we'll see how that plays out as they head into feudal. And now Tim, we notice he's taking all of his villagers off of berries to move them to wood and gold. And same with the Viper, moving all of his villagers to wood and gold, just to make sure he has the resources to pump out those galleys. Now 1, 2, 3 docks, 2 on the bottom of his island, 2 on the top. Is Tim still on 3 docks, 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom, as Viper now hits feudal, and let's see, he needs to start making galleys now. Has another villager and doesn't quite have the wood. He's going to go straight up to the castle age, once he goes down the market and blacksmith, and we'll probably see the same thing from Tim. Yep, market blacksmith straight into the castle age, and now there we go. He started pumping out those galleys. So both players going for the fast castle. They'll go directly for the war galley upgrade. As Viper has a bit of extra resources, he's now doing double bit axe. And once that mark goes up, we'll see him. That villager will pop out, and he will click up to the castle age. There we go, and right away from Tim as well. Market going up. Villager finishing at the town center. Viper doing the gold mining upgrade even. And Tim now, there we go, up to the castle age. And we'll probably see wood cutting upgrade, double bit axe coming in for him as well. And we'll see if he does the gold mining upgrade. That will be a nice eco boost for Viper. But Tim opting to do fletching first. That'll be good for his galleys, adding in a 4th dock now. Opting kind of in the middle. Yep, and a 5th dock coming in at the bottom, and we'll see Viper 1, 2, a transport ship, 3. Viper is still on 3 docks compared to the 5 docks of Tim. So if Tim can sustain production from those docks, that'll be really good for him. Now Tim, just now doing the gold mining upgrade. Viper has a blacksmith, and let's check. Did he do fletching yet? No, has not yet done fletching, whereas Tim has. So Viper transporting 2 villagers and a scout over to the mainland. And let's see from Tim. Doesn't look like he's doing any transporting yet, as we got our first engagement over here. Tim, 2 galleys to Viper's 1. Viper will have to get back. Same thing on the other side. 2 galleys just exchanging fire with each other, as Viper had been using a fishing ship to scout. Now Tim starting to scout around the island. Same with Viper. And he has found a sheep that he's going to send and use to scout the mainland. Viper now with his 2nd galley going to be able to attack Tim. Now 2v1 him on this side, where he's had to retreat on this side, where he only has 1 dock. So this could be a problem, because we see Tim really has 1, 2, 3 docks that can produce galleys on this side of the map, and Viper could get pushed back from his fish. And we see all the other fish are out here, and to take them really efficiently, Viper might want to get a dock up over here on... I would love if he transported a villager and built a dock on this little, like, 1-tile section of sand out in the middle of the water. Just put a dock right here for his fishing ships. But these fishing ships are going to be pretty exposed because there aren't too many fish left in this river. And we'll see if Tim can push into this part of the map, because Viper looks a bit stronger down here. And yeah, he has docked this... the land down here with 2 docks to help him take these fish in the bottom corner. So he has invested more of his strength into taking the bottom side of the map, and he only has 1 dock on the top side of the map. And Tim, meanwhile, just continuing with his fish, still pretty even in villagers and fish. Tim has an extra villager, Viper has a couple extra fishing ships. And now War Galley upgrade coming in for Tim, as Viper's doing the 2nd gold mining upgrade. So Viper going a bit more towards his eco, as Tim is just finishing up the wood upgrade. And Tim putting down a university, he'll be going for ballistics. As War Galley now finished for both players, and Viper already has the university, slightly ahead in doing ballistics. We'll see if he can take an engagement while he has the upgrade before Tim has a chance to do it, as Tim's university just now finishing, almost has the wood, and once he does, we'll probably see ballistics come in. And looks like he just spent that wood, so yep, there you go, ballistics. And moving forward to engage, this could be a good fight for Viper because he has ballistics, whereas Tim doesn't, but it looks like we'll have to see how this plays out. Viper, yep, he's realized that Tim doesn't have ballistics and he's patrolling the galley in front, whereas Tim's doing the same thing, but Viper does have ballistics, so that's going to go down. That's going to help Viper take that engagement and force Tim back until ballistics finishes. But Tim doing careening, that's a really strong upgrade, but yeah, we'll see Tim forced back, but Viper's not going to pursue, as Tim is going to come in on the other side of the map and leave. And Viper's left his fishing ships vulnerable with only this 1 dock and only 1 war galley on this side of the map. So these fishing ships are up with a few more war galleys over here that I didn't see. But these fishing ships are going to get cleaned up pretty quickly now that Tim has ballistics and can take this fight. And Viper doesn't have all his ships together. He has this one floating out here by itself. And it looks like Tim's going to win this fight. These fishing ships coming forward maybe could soak up some of that fire, but yeah, Viper just doesn't have the numbers, and he doesn't have the production to win on this side of the map. So he's going to have to try to push Tim over here now, and we see the two armies like they're patrolling into each other, now firing at each other. Galley number looks pretty close, maybe a slight advantage for Viper. It's hard to tell when all the ships are stacked up on top of each other. And more ships coming in from Tim. This is a bit closer to, looks a bit closer to Tim's side of the map, so he should be able to reinforce a bit more easily than the Viper. And it looks like Tim's going to win that fight. So now he's won fights on both sides of the map, and he can come in with these galleys and harass that wood line, force these villagers to chop down here, move them a little bit, make them a bit more inefficient. As neither player yet moving out into the middle of the map. Viper just putting a town center down now. Looks like that villager took a bit of damage from a wolf. But Viper up to the Imperial Age. He's our first player up to the Imperial Age. Looks like Tim is pretty close to going up to the Imp as well. And now looks like Viper's reinforcements have arrived. And he's going to take this fight on the side of the map. Meanwhile, Tim has docked the middle as these fish up here are starting to run out, but he does have lots of access to lots of fish over here, and he does have security of this side of the map. So those should be some pretty safe fish for him. And now forced to retreat, but now he's closer to his own docks, so he should be able to win this fight. And Viper is going to have to get back. And Tim can see that villager from the Viper. Is he paying attention? Yes, he is. The villager could wall itself in and keep itself alive, but no, Tim's going to be able to pick it off. We'll see if the Viper was going to... Do you have a dock foundation anywhere? No. But now that villager is gone, and Tim has moved out with the monastery to start taking relics. Viper could maybe pick off a monk, but he needs to be careful not to lose his scout to a war galley, as he's not paying attention right now. As another fight happening at the bottom of the map. And Viper moving in with his war galleys. Number is still pretty even. This fight now being a bit closer to Viper's docks, though. And Tim now up to the Imperial Age as well. If he has the numbers, he can take this fight and push Viper back. And meanwhile, Viper did notice his scout and top him. Only 3 HP left, but this scout could come in and pick it off now. A few more war galleys coming over to clean up Tim's harassment on this side of the map, regain access to his wood line. Finally got another galley out from that dock, and Tim's going to get back over here, and these ships are hopefully going to get back and not just sit there and be picked off. And that scout, Tim didn't pick it off. But more war galleys coming in at the bottom. Now, he has the numbers. He's going to try and push into Viper's docks, but might have to get back once he sees that Viper hits the Imperial Age, because now Viper is going to do the galleon upgrade. Tim knows that he is up to the Imperial Age. He is at 62% right now. And we're going to see Viper do galleon and bracer straight away. Might even see maybe chemistry come in soon. But galleon and bracer, even though Tim has a higher military numbers, Vipers will have the upgrade, and that's really his only chance to get back into this game, to use that slightly earlier imp time to get the upgrade advantage and push Tim back with the upgrades. And Tim's going to get back, and he's not going to let that happen. He's going to retreat, pick off a couple galleys while he gets back, and gather up with the rest of his forces. As Tim now has complete control of this side of the map, he's able to move his fishing ships forward and take fish off the coast of the mainland. And he's just going to get back as Viper pursues with his galleons, whereas Tim only has war galleys. It's quite a powerful upgrade, but now Tim up to the Imperial Age. He just needs to do his upgrades, and he should be able to take a fight. Gather up with the rest of his ships from up here, and war galleys being made, and galleon upgrade, yep, being made in this dock. Of course, the dock that is farthest away from the fighting, so that Tim can continue producing galleons from the docks that are closer and send them over to the fight more quickly than if he was doing the upgrade, say, in one of these two docks. And still has complete control over this side. Viper does have all of his ships on one side of the map, but still 35 to 60 ships. Tim looks like he even has the numbers over here as well, and he's going to push forward, patrolling his ships and taking out that lead galleon. And the galleon upgrade now done for Tim, as he can pursue. And he does have the advantage of having done careening. Looks like he also has bracer, so Tim has the upgrade advantage now, and he has a pretty big lead as he's able to push it on this side as well. And we'll probably see a GG from Viper pretty soon, as he just doesn't have the numbers to be able to push this back. Still not much going on the mainland. Tim still does have a higher villager count despite Viper's second town center. Yeah, and Tim is still only on 1 town center, whereas Viper's on 2. Trying to put a barracks in the middle, but he's losing the water. He's going to lose all his fishing ships as his navy is going down on both sides of the map. This navy, not enough ships to force that back. Tim's able to control this side of the map, and there goes Viper's navy. And his fishing ships are going to go down next. As Viper, yep, there we go, calling him GG as he loses the rest of his navy. Not having the water control he needed to fight off Tim. So, as they were doing chemistry, doesn't even need to be finished. Let's go take a look at the achievements. And we see, yeah, that military score and the economy score for Tim. 70 units killed to 41 units lost. And yeah, just a much stronger economy for Tim overall in terms of food and wood. Pretty similar in the gold, but that food and wood really gave him a good advantage. It's probably a bit more efficient with his fishing ships. Even though Viper did get up sooner, he wasn't able to use that to push Tim back, and Tim just had the economy to withstand that. Yeah, we see higher villagers too. All right, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.